One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. So let me be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart of steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, Insanewheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insanewheels, hear his battle cry. A metal mayhem that will never die. With engines roaring, he paves his way. A legend in the making, day by day.
Wow, baby, let's get it. It is a Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Great to see everyone in the chat. Let's get it. Now, real quick, I got to give a big special shout out to Briar Wolf coming in hot this morning. He sends in a 5-spot to start it off. He says, keep up the great work, man. I rarely catch a live, but I follow when I have the time and love listening while working. And then he throws a major bomb on top of all of us. Let's go, dude. Briar Wolf, thank you so much. That not only helps me, but it helps 20 others in the Insanewheels family, man. That's humongous. Thank you very much. That's like huge. So I'm very honored by that. Thank you very much. All right. Good morning to everyone, man. We got a lot to discuss this morning. As you guys can see, U.S. pulls back from Iran strikes. Now, unfortunately, that's not really being discussed in the media, but we're going to explain kind of why that is, as well as who was announcing it and why do we understand that to be true. Then we have Dolly Parton, unfortunately, dies at 80. I'm sure most of you guys saw that in the mainstream media yesterday. We're not going to play the announcement of her initial breaking news of her dying because we already know that that happened. But there is a little bit of a memorabilia kind of or memorable clips that were put together that we're going to watch on that. And then Texas Wildfire explodes. Okay, so let me give you guys the chronological timeline of what we're going to be discussing this morning. Obviously, we're going to be talking about Dolly Parton first. That happened pretty much right after the live stream yesterday. And when I saw it in the news, of course, I broke that news in the Discord. Just like any other things that we do, we break news in the Discord. Then we have fast spreading Ross fire, or that's what they're calling it. Ross fire grows to 50,000 acres in North Texas. I mean, that's a humongous amount. Now, hopefully they've got some sort of containment on this, but we don't actually know because it doesn't state it. It says the Ross fire in Palo Pinto County has grown to at least 50,000 acres since it began Monday, burning several structures and prompting evacuations in nearby Jack County. Damn, man. 50,000 acres to be burned up like that's crazy. Then we're going to be discussing the whole aspect of, we're not going to be doing strikes. U.S., this is the actual quote. The U.S. is not expected to initiate new strikes against Iran. Instead, the administration is focusing on other pressures, particularly the new sanctions campaign and naval blockade. Now, most of that actually came from Marco Rubio from yesterday, and we have the report on that. Unfortunately, Marco Rubio didn't say that on live television or on the media. He actually had that with private phone calls with foreign ministers of several allied countries, but of course, Axios is reporting on it. Then we have Graham wins GOP primary runoff and Norman concedes Senate race. We have that for you guys over there in South Carolina, I believe. And then we have officials give update on Hawkfire in Reno, Nevada, which we we started covering the Hawkfire yesterday over there in Reno, Nevada. It's also another big deal. Then we have remember the whole Philadelphia Chucky Mask person that was like apparently threatening these different joggers in Philly and was saying, you want to die? You want to die next? Or whatever he was saying to people. The suspect has been arrested. Now, there for a minute, everyone's going, okay, this is great, but have they caught the guy? And everyone's like, no, that hasn't happened yet. It's like, how does that happen? We got all this technology in the world and you guys can't figure this out. Give me a break. We have pursuit ends in crash after possible Los Angeles carjacking. Man, see these guys over there? Stop the bullshit, all right? Then we have Meta reaches, which is, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Meta reaches $17 billion settlement over teen social media addiction cases. It's kind of a similar ordeal to what we just saw happen with TikTok as well. Meta Platforms agreed to pay a minimum $16.68 billion as a part of a settlement to resolve claims brought by states across the country. And the company designed Facebook and Instagram to addict children, misled consumers about their safety, and improperly collected personal data of children who used its platforms, court papers show. Okay, and then, of course, we have Canada slaps retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods. Now, this comes out this morning, just about 2 hours ago. Let's see. It says Canada hit back with the retaliatory tariffs on about $20 billion worth of U.S. annual imports and rolled out aid for businesses and workers, matching Washington's latest duties dollar for dollar. And remember, you guys already know that we've been covering that, and we've been saying that this is most likely exactly what's going to be implemented here. Then we have deadly flash flood severely damages villages in Nepal. And I guess they don't have the numbers right here right now, but it looks like over 380 people so far from this flash flood are missing. And there's a handful of Americans, actually. I think it's like 3 to 5 people that are Americans that are lost in this as well. And then we have from Reuters, that last one was last couple are from Reuters. And this one, how Meta's plan to restructure teams with AI imploded. And then we have Pakistan hospital fire kills at least 14 infants, dude. That hurts right there. I don't care where you are. Hearing that kind of fucking ordeal is dramatic. I mean, that's so sad. It's tragic. We have kidnappers attacked Nigerian village to warn against military bases. It says Nigerian President Bola Tinubu has ordered an immediate rescue operation after gunmen abducted scores of people in a mosque attack. Analyst Kabir Adambu said that the attack may have been triggered by the community's request for military protection. Man, a lot to get through this morning, as you guys can see. Real quick, let's go ahead and we got Briar Wolf also coming in with the 21 months, by the way. Huge support, man. Thank you for that. He says, gonna miss Dolly. She funded the library where I grew up. She did a lot of good in her life, Briar Wolf, no doubt. And thank you for the 21 months for that. Very much appreciate that. And then my man, Time to Stand, says, why are you gay?
Why are you gay? You are gay.
I got you, homie. But thank you for making it rain in the chat. Very much appreciate you guys. All right, so quickly, let's go ahead and say hi to everybody. We got Carney coming in first this morning, and then we have Easy Frank and Vanguard Critters. Good morning to you, gentlemen. We got Motobomb Virginia as well. And thank you for the raid from the coffee crew this morning. Easy Frank chilling like a villain, as well as Brother VC. We got Gary in the building as well, and Briar Wolf coming in and gifting out those humongous amount of memberships. Thank you very much, sir. If you guys got a membership, by the way, make sure you guys tune in on Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, where, of course, we're not going to be discussing any of this crazy shit. We always have a good time. We got Extra Surprise as well as Rabbit of Chaos. Good morning to you guys. We got Legal Lolly. We got Lolly in the building. Appreciate you guys. Let's see. Yes, sir. We got Jamie Lindsay as well. Good morning to you. We got Warlener as well. And that's right. It's a Whip 'em Out Wednesday. That's right. That's a fact, Jack. One Big Pond. Appreciate you for having the time to hang out with us. We got Brother So Loud from the Boondocks of North Carolina as well. Appreciate him. We got OG Steve Easy. Appreciate you guys. Let's see. We got AU as well. America Uncensored. We got Prez. Good morning to you guys. I'm trying to scroll through as fast as possible, guys. We got No Grow as well. Good morning. Let's see. We got Admiral Gibbs. Yes, sir. Great to see you in the chat. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning. We got Tootie Bug as well. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Let's see. We got Swamp Rat. That's a fucking name if I ever heard one, man. But yes, rest in peace to Dolly. That's no joke. Let's see. We got Fidel in here as well. Good morning. And we got Time to Stand coming in with the 10 spot saying, always love my brother. Well, thank you very much for that. That shit adds up very, very quick, as I'm sure you guys would assume. All right, let's go ahead and get into the craziness this morning. We're going to start with Dolly Parton, obviously, and we'll go ahead and get a little bit of like, we're going to get some memory. We're going to go down a little bit down memory lane. We're not going to play this whole thing either because of the amount of shit that we've got to cover, but we are going to get a little bit about this. Let's go.
For more on the life and career of Dolly, let's bring in our next guest to help break it all down. Fox News is at.
I really don't care about her. I'm going to be totally honest, but what we are going to do is go and start getting into the images here.
Dolly Parton when she packed her bags after graduating high school and moved to Nashville to begin chasing her musical dreams. Parton earned many honors and accolades over the decades, including her inductions into the Grand Ole Opry in 1969 and the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1999. She also was awarded the Library of Congress Living Legend Medal in 2004.
I don't know how you're doing on the inside, honey, but your hair's just holding up beautiful.
Parton was introduced to a new audience while acting in famous films, including Steel Magnolias and 9 to 5. She was also known for her business and humanitarian work. Her theme park in Tennessee, Dollywood, opened in 1985, and her charity, Imagination Library, provides...
Is Dollywood still a thing, by the way, guys? I don't know the answer to that.
It's over 1 million free books to children each month. In November 2022, she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In 2024, she announced her life story was heading to Broadway in the musical Hello, I'm Dolly.
What's up, Steve Posey? Shout out to my man.
Set to open in 2026. On March 3rd, 2025, Parton's husband, Carl Dean, passed away at the age of 82.
On real quick, I don't know how I missed this either, but we got Sterling Wheel in the chat as well. Good morning, good morning. And Steve Easy says, I'll blockade your blockade. I'll tariff your tariffs. Yeah.
The two spent nearly 60 years together. June 2025, Dolly announced a limited engagement Las Vegas residency for December. But in September, posted on social media she had to postpone due to health challenges. Dolly told fans she was going to slow down so she can be ready for more big adventures and shared her love and thanks. And the adventures included a Broadway musical, a hotel opening in Nashville, and 68 albums overall, more than 25 #1 hits. She lived her life.
Damn, I didn't know she had that many albums. I knew that she had a lot of music. There's a lot of people that have a lot of music out there, but damn, that's a lot of fucking albums, yo.
And the adventures included a Broadway musical, a hotel opening in Nashville, and 68 albums overall, more than 25 #1 hits. She lived her life never straying far from her roots and always keeping a positive outlook, Mike.
Yeah, and that's what you always saw with her in those interviews that she would do, the countless interviews, just that spark she had and that charisma. You saw it then, you saw it when she was 13 years old, making that way onto the stage. And think about all the pressure she must have felt, but it was never
Naomi, good morning to you, by the way.
seen, right? I mean, she just always blew it away.
She always did, but you can tell that she always had such a strong sense of self. She knew who she was. She was so confident in that. And I feel she wanted to impart that onto others. And so I think you felt it through her music, through her performance.
Well, not only that, but of her good deeds as well. Let's go ahead and see. We got a little bit of a gate situation here. What is this, Dolly's home?
The life and legacy. Coming up in just moments, we'll be talking to TMZ, Michael Babcock, about the career of Dolly Parton, but another live look right outside of her home in Brentwood,
and
Tennessee. And
so this is her home. Okay, so this is the family that came out and made the original right after the big reports came out that, oh my God, Dolly has died. This is what came out immediately
to the world, that Dolly Parton passed away. It came from this video. Let's show that to you.
Hey everyone, my name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation, and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens.
I've got to concur with that.
I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family, whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
Brutal, man. Wow. Man, may she rest in paradise. Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Sad story, man. We got fast-spreading Wildfire grows to 50,000 acres in North Texas. Let's go ahead and figure out what the hell's going on here. And real quick, for anybody, for any of the haters out there, here we go. Man, motherfuckers can talk all the shit they want. I'm smoking on this big-ass joint. Kiss my dick, motherfucker. Yeah, what he said. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Let's go 3, 2, 1.
I'm your host, Mike Page, as we continue to bring you some of the day's biggest top stories and headlines that we are following for you. And one of those is, here is a moment coming from Fox 4 News, our friends over in Dallas, putting this out on X just a little bit ago, saying here's what it looks like right now in the Palo Pinto County, where a wildfire has already burned more than 50,000 acres. We can see at least one home on fire. That was from earlier today. We want to now go out on the ground. Fox 4 Dallas's Alex Boyd.
Oh, man, that looks fucked.
Joining us here with the latest and what he's seeing on the ground.
Hey, Mike, good to be with you. Sadly, I can tell you that the fire is only 8% contained at this point. We're staged right now.
See, that's what the number I was waiting for on this report was. How much is it been contained? 8%. Ah, man, brutal.
Be with you. Sadly, I can tell you that the fire is only 8% contained at this point. We're staged right now in the parking lot of a gas station in Palo Pinto County. And I can tell you we're right at the perimeter where the Texas Department of Transportation is keeping us back at this point. And I can tell you that there have been trailers of animals that have been brought out from that danger zone. I want you to take a look at some video of what we're seeing today. You've been showing some of it to your viewers. The so-called Ross Fire in Palo Pinto County, about 60 miles west of the city of Fort Worth, is the biggest of the wildfires popping up in this area. Sky 4 captured video of that mansion that you referenced that was engulfed in flames in nearby Grayford. We also saw
What's up, sick bastard, by the way? Good morning.
Planes dumping water. The fire, which began Monday afternoon, has already burned 78 square miles in less than a day. It's burning across lightly populated areas in 2 counties in this area, fueled by whipping winds along with extremely hot and dry conditions. The Ross Fire has jumped creeks and rivers, residents told me. I talked to a lineman who was contacted by the local energy company to help with power lines.
I was terrified. Honestly, I don't like to admit.
What's up, Carrie from Rob's neighbor? Good morning to you.
That I'm from Northern California, and the fires are everywhere up there during the summertime, and that has been my biggest fear since I was a little.
Yeah, basically every year it's like that, and right now it is thick. Not just in California. I mean, actually, the #1 state right now is Oregon. I mean, we're talking hundreds of fires. Actually, we're not just talking about 3 or 4 or 5. We're hundreds of fires, man. It's just crazy.
Girl, and so to have it so close, that scares me more than a tornado.
That's funny, Steve.
I was panicking, but I was trying to keep it together for her, and so I didn't scare the animals and whatnot. My husband, he's my rock, and he does not, break it down at any time. So he kept me together. But yeah, it was scrambling because we did not have a great fire evacuation plan going.
Yeah, so you just heard from Katie Dean, another person I spoke with who was evacuated along with her 60 goats and dogs from a nearby farm. I can also tell you that the community coming together to help residents and firefighters out. Folks were dropped.
I'm trying to see if they have any amount of numbers for the evacuations. They do not. Damn it. I also want to know the number of evacuations.
Dropping off items in nearby mineral wells.
Be safe out there, Motobomb. Thank you for that.
Myself, we understand what them guys are going through. So just want to do what we can to help out.
Holy shit. Sterling Wheel giving out the bomb, by the way. And actually, I kind of got interested in the whole wildfire thing when Sterling did a little bit of coverage and discussing about the wildfires recently. I highly advise you guys to go over to Sterling Wheel and check out his channel as well. But he says 667 active wildfires in America right now, 4.7 million acres. Oh my God. That's how much has been already burned or burning. Damn.
So I just felt like I wanted to contribute and help out the firefighters and all the paramedics and law enforcement and so forth. And so here I am. I just wanted to contribute. Hopefully we can get this died down quickly and people start to get all the water.
I don't know. I can't answer honestly on that. I just don't know.
And all the help, food that we can get to the firefighters, everybody that's needing it.
So Daryl Evans, who you just heard from, donated 52 cases of water. He says he'll bring more if needed. And as we come back out here live to this parking lot, you can see other volunteers there in the distance. They have shown up all day today, setting up bins for items that are being dropped off by the community here, simply responding to a single Facebook post that was posted online. That's just exactly the kind of behavior that you expect to see out here by folks here in this area impacted, just coming together, helping out one another when they can. Back to you.
Man, that's terrible news. Yes, by the way, I know there's a lot of chaos going on within the world in the United States. But listen, I don't ask you guys to like the video because of what's happening. I expect you guys to hit the like button for me and what we do here. So I very much appreciate it. Double tap that screen if you guys are on the vertical side. Let's get those likes up. All right. So real quick. So one of the main stories that we have here is U.S. pulls back from Iran strikes. Now, let me go ahead and give you guys the reason why we're even talking about this. What I have is on the title, on the thumbnail, it says sanctions, not strikes. I'm going to explain why. So unfortunately, the mainstream media has not covered this. I'm not sure why, but Axios did make a report on this, and hearing it from them, being how biased they are to the Trump administration, essentially, when they say something that is like this, it kind of goes against what, a little bit against Trump's mouthpiece, a little bit. But nonetheless, it didn't like make the mainstream. So I'm going to tell you exactly what happened here. So the story originated with Axios reporter Barack Ravid on August 25th. That's yesterday. Rubio apparently did not make the announcement in a public speech or televised interview. According to Axios, he communicated the new posture privately in phone calls with the foreign ministers of several allied countries. Now, that came directly out from Axios, and they continue. Axios reports Rubio told them for the time being, the U.S. is not expected to initiate new strikes against Iran. Instead, the administration is focusing on other pressure, particularly the new sanctions campaign and the naval blockade. There is a major caveat that matters for all of this, though. Rubio did not say military strikes are completely off the table. A U.S. official told Axios that Rubio made clear Washington isn't planning a return to major combat operations, but could strike if Iran attacks first. I think everyone kind of understands that. That coming out from Axios and justsecurity.org, okay? So the most accurate way that we can put this together and summarize it is Secretary of State Marco Rubio has reportedly told allied foreign ministers that for the time being, the United States does not intend to initiate new strikes against Iran. The administration is shifting its immediate strategy towards economic sanctions and the naval blockade, although military retaliation remains on the table if Iran attacks first. Boom, that's it. That is what I wanted to discuss because unfortunately the mainstream media has not covered that on like a major report level. those reports came out from Axios, and I happened to see it. And I'm like, okay, we got to absolutely discuss this. Nonetheless, now this was breaking 13 hours ago. Graham wins GOP primary runoff, and Norman concedes Senate race. This is in regards to South Carolina. Let's go ahead and bring this up. And it's not surprising that it came out about 13 hours ago. A lot of the state election results that happen usually happen around anywhere from 8 to like 8 p.m. to midnight. That's usually when you get the results in. But they called the race yesterday, 13 hours ago.
We're learning new information about some of those key races going into November. And it's been a whirlwind month in South Carolina after the primary and then the unexpected passing of the Senator Lindsey Graham. And then it was Darlene Graham at the urging of the president to move forward, to be elevated into that role as a sitting senator and ultimately to go on the campaign trail. She was in a special election coming up short, just recording some 33% of the vote, but now moving on to this special election. And we do have a race call in this, as Darlene Graham will officially move on to the general election in November as the Republican candidate for Senate in South Carolina. The check mark next to her name over Ralph.
What's up, Trey, by the way? Hopefully you're enjoying your morning. And we got Mount High up in the building. Man, it has been a while. Great to see you in the chat, man. Hopefully all is well. We got Mr. Steiny as well. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning.
Norman, the congressman who had an unsuccessful bid for governor in that state. And I do want to put up a live picture right now of this Darlene Graham watch party in South Carolina, in Columbia, the state capital. As some happy people on hand for this, President Trump was touting her in Myrtle Beach just several days ago. They spoke on the phone earlier this evening to discuss the latest. All right, let's continue on here on Live Now from Fox and bring into the conversation from the Wall Street Journal, Terrell Wright. Terrell, thank you so much for joining.
Real quick before they get into it, and we really don't need to hear too much off of this. We already saw the results there, so really don't need to go too in details because we got so many stories to get through. And Steve Posey says USA claims all mines in the strait have been found and destroyed. Yes, they did report that yesterday. That was a major thing that they were discussing.
Here on Live Now from Fox, Darlene Graham is through in this special election runoff primary in South Carolina. President Trump, his banking certainly an influence and impact on this race. What do you make of it?
Well, there's no doubt that Trump's endorsement or anybody in the administration, yes, of course, it's going to throw you into the winning position quite easily. So it's not shocking when that happens. But anyways, let's go ahead and leave it at that. There's actually no need for that guy to go ahead and give us a spiel about something that we already know and we already get. We're going to move on to officials give update on the Hawk Fire in Reno, Nevada. We started reporting on the Hawk Fire yesterday. So let's go ahead and follow it, obviously. And quickly, let's bring this up. And also, you know what we haven't done? Because Briar Wolf actually has funded the stream today. But I'm just going to say, you know, for the rest of you.
All right, just get the money part done.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Now that's a fact, Jack. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and pull up the screen. Here we go.
We'll be able to answer what we can in that time. Current situation on the fire is we are at 15,067 acres. The small increase in that is due to interior burning on the fire. And we are at 27% containment with 816 fire personnel on the fire.
So yesterday, I can't remember, but I think the containment number was the same. It was something like 27%. I don't remember the exact percentage, but it was somewhere in that region.
Good afternoon. Randy Lamb. I'm one of the ops chiefs here on Great Basin Team 6. So starting with a operational update on the fire, starting at the southwest corner, the heel of the fire, what we are calling Division Foxtrot. That area yesterday had hand line and machine line completed along it. Folks continue to mop up and further secure that area and are supported with air support up in there today, continuous air support to continue to secure that area. Moving clockwise around the fire up into the northern part of the fire near Highway 395, working with our cooperators to further secure that area as well and assess and secure any of the structures that were impacted through the course of the fire.
I wonder if the evacuation orders have changed at all. Let me go ahead and read this. It says, on Tuesday, which was yesterday, obviously, local officials in Nevada provided an update on the fast-moving Hawk Fire, which has scorched more than 15,000 acres near Reno. During a news conference, officials said the fire was 27% contained, with 816 personnel working to contain it. The wildfire has forced tens of thousands of residents to evacuate and destroy dozens of homes.
Moving around the north end of the fire and down to the eastern side of the fire. Yesterday, in what we were calling Division Papa Tango, or PDT, that area was contained with some indirect dozer line, machine line yesterday, and we're working along the main fire edge, right along the fire's edge, to get a hand line, machine line along that area and further contain that and mop it up. The area on the very south and west, finishing out the round of the fire there, we're able to call that area contained. That's where the 27% area of containment is. And we also have folks in there and are further mopping that area up and further containing it, making it safe for entry.
Well, hopefully it's not spreading as you're trying to, I mean, obviously, right?
So we'll continue doing that over the next 24, 48, 72 hours, have folks completely spread around the fire, continuing to mop up, extinguish any hot spots, and make the areas safe for entry as soon as possible. Thank you.
Wow, Sterling. That's crazy. I didn't know that part. Dude,
Good afternoon. My name is Scott Kaufman with NV Energy. I am
well, in all fairness, you got to understand that, yes, I got it sped up too.
Vice President of our transmission area, as well as our incident commander for this event. When this fire kicked off on Saturday afternoon, this quickly became our #1 priority. We sprung our incident management team into action Saturday evening and have been on it 24 hours a day since then. Wanted to thank all of the first responders, including volunteers, that helped fight this fire and ultimately get the area back to where it was in a safe condition so that we could get.
Yeah, well, still, it's only 27% contained and 816 personnel working to contain it. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We got Philadelphia Chucky-style mask suspect arrested in Las Vegas. So if you guys remember, last week we were discussing a masked man in Philly that was attacking joggers, probably women, and asking them if they would like to die next. Fucking weirdo. Now, what's crazy about the story is this is in Philly, okay? You know what I mean? And they didn't catch the guy. The suspect was still on the loose. They had no information on the guy. And then they did identify him somehow, and we followed that up later. Like, I don't know, what was that? Maybe 4 or 5 days ago. It was like on Friday when we showed his identity. And I even asked, I'm like, how did they find out his identity when you didn't? Anyways, I don't know how they linked it to this guy, but then they, I guess, got him arrested. So let's go ahead and bring this up. And for anyone that don't like it, here we go. Man, motherfuckers can talk all the shit they want. I'm smoking on this big ass joint. Kiss my dick, motherfucker. Yeah, that's right. That's a fact, Jack. All right, let's go ahead and bring this up. Figure out what's happening with Philly. Crazy, man.
Welcome back.
With all the technology we have, CCTV, fucking flock cameras, and all this bullshit, you'd think that you'd be able to track these guys. Same thing with phones and all that, but he was doing it out in person. So, anyways, interesting developments from all of this.
Back in the live now from Fox. I'm your host, Anna Marsick. The person accused of chasing people in a Chucky mask in Philadelphia has now been captured. I want to show you this post coming from the U.S. Marshals Service, Philadelphia. Zymir Hughes was wanted by Philly police for terrorizing citizens in Center City.
Oh, VC, there's no doubt about that. It's just crazy that he never got into any confrontation with any police. Like, it wasn't like police were like actively arresting him or trying to arrest him. They weren't on the scene at all. That's what's crazy about it. They got video evidence of it and people calling 911, but they never found the guy. That's what's crazy.
The U.S. Marshals Service Nevada Violent Offender Task Force arrested Hughes at 8 p.m. in Las Vegas, Nevada. He is currently being held in the Clark County Detention Center, waiting extradition back to Pennsylvania. So if you're unfamiliar with this story, just to provide some context, Hughes was wanted by the Philadelphia police following an August 12th incident in Center City where he allegedly wore a creepy mask and threatened pedestrians and recorded the interactions on his phone. Once again, Hughes currently being held at—
It's crazy that he got all the way to Vegas before he got arrested and identified and arrested.
the Clark County Detention Center in Nevada, where he awaits that extradition back to Pennsylvania to face trial. Now, we did hear from...
What's up, Mount Woman, by the way? Good morning. Great to see you in the chat. Happy Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Officials in Philadelphia following this capture. We wanted to play those remarks out for you now.
Good evening. Tonight, the fear that one man brought to the Philadelphia community comes to an end. Zamir Hughes has been arrested at an apartment complex in southeast Las Vegas by members of the U.S. Marshals Nevada Violent Offender Fugitive Task Force.
What I would like to know, and let me go ahead and speed this up. What I would like to know is how they identified him in Vegas and knew to arrest him. Like, how did you connect the dots there?
By hiding behind a Chucky-style Halloween mask, Hughes terrorized Philadelphia residents and believed he could evade law enforcement. He was wrong. His arrest should send a clear message. You can hide your face, but you can't hide from the elite investigators of the U.S. Marshal Service. Through our investigation, we determined Zamir Hughes had been a Las Vegas resident since February.
I bet you they found all of that out from social media. I bet you.
He fled Philadelphia on August 19th from Trenton Mercer Airport in Ewing, New Jersey to Orlando International. He then flew from Orlando to Harry Reid International in Las Vegas. After being profiled on the news August 28th, he changed his location in Las Vegas and hid at an apartment complex in southeast Las Vegas for the past 5 days.
Yeah.
Marshals from the Nevada Task Force established surveillance on the suspected apartment complex today, and at 8 p.m., Hughes was arrested without incident. He's being housed in the Clark County Detention Center, where he awaits extradition back to Pennsylvania. I can't emphasize enough how well of a job the Philadelphia Police Department did putting this together and, again, getting our intelligence so we could act quickly. Our marshal...
And see, this is why, I mean, listen, this is also, I see the crazy kids out there that do stupid shit like this, but they do it for social media, for instance. They're just trying to get a viral moment on, and I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. Don't kill me. You know what I mean? And so it kind of reminds me of situations like that. But this guy was serious about it. He wasn't doing it for no social media. I mean, at least we don't think so. I mean, maybe that he had a cameraman on him recording it. I don't know the direct details of that, but I'm only assuming because of the video footage that we saw when we originally saw this whole thing breaking out. It looked like he was out there by himself, just antagonizing people. So
was in Nevada, just like the Marshal Task Forces throughout the rest of the country, did a thorough, diligent job. We've actually worked on this since last Friday. They worked through the weekend, and we just tried to narrow things down to a point today where everything came together. When Mr. Hughes was arrested, he had questions why he was arrested, why he was in handcuffs, and he actually tried to get out of the handcuffs and had to be subdued by deputy marshals. So he was not a happy man being brought into custody, but I can tell you our deputy marshals and our task force officers were extremely happy because it's 106 degrees out there in Las Vegas, and they had spent literally the last 4 to 5 days conducting surveillance, running down leads, and just doing what deputy marshals do. So this was an outstanding job by everybody. The police department.
Yeah, no, that's wildly impressive that they even found him. All right, we're going to move on. That's good enough for us. All right, we have a pursuit that ends in a crash after possible Los Angeles carjacking. Well, all right, let's go ahead and bring this up and figure out what the hell is going on here. Give me a second here. 3, 2, 1. All right.
Welcome back into Live Now from Fox. We come to you with a breaking situation out of Southern California. This is a car pursuit in northeast Los Angeles. We're getting preliminary details that this is a carjacking suspect. Take a look here. We aren't getting audio from Fox 11, but this is the chopper flying over the scene. You can see this is right now the crossroads, Division Street in Cleveland Avenue in Mount Washington.
They should pull up the
Fox 11
the audio.
Los Angeles is on top of this. We're going to slide over to their coverage. Narrate it. Take a listen.
So real quick, we're just going to, since we have the ability to do this, we're going to skip ahead a little bit here.
Area of Los Angeles, Cleveland Avenue, I should say, and El Paso Drive.
And this ends pretty quickly. So this is only a 5 minute, the whole thing is only 5 minutes and 42 seconds. So it's pretty
perhaps hitting oncoming
short.
traffic. Now in Highland Park, this all on the east side of Los Angeles, moving at 42 miles per hour now. If we can widen out, maybe I can see if there's more than one black and white in pursuit. So far, it only looks to be one car in pursuit of the vehicle. And the initial call, I believe, was a stolen vehicle. Is that correct?
And then he ends up crashing. Yep, up here, I see it.
Carjacking. Okay. Carjacking, I stand corrected. This escalates the situation dramatically. We know usually that when a person carjacks, they are having to escape something else. Usually we'll find out the backstory on this was that some crime preceded the carjacking. So
it's going to be right here somewhere.
Right now on North Figueroa Street and Avenue 50 in Highland.
It's going to be near a gas station.
Park with a black and white in pursuit.
Oh, shit.
We're working right now to get more information.
65 now.
Sign will be,
boom.
Right there, point of impact.
Boom.
This is
shit.
Figueroa and Avenue 52,
and
of course.
And then they cut the fucking video. Hold on, let me get back to that. You can see he's driving at 44 miles per hour, or actually, so he's slow here at just 5 seconds earlier, 29 miles per hour, and then all of a sudden he guns it. You can see that he goes from 29, and then it goes to 44, and then you watch it rise up into 65, and then he hits that car. There it goes.
We're working right now to get more information, but Dennis Zine will be right there at point of impact. This is
shit.
Figueroa and Avenue 52, and of course, this is what everybody worries about. Now, the authorities going in right now to remove the person out of that car, going to get him quickly into handcuffs. They're clearing the vehicle right now. This is one of the most dangerous parts of any pursuit. They don't know if there's anybody else in that car, and they have to try to clear that unit. We see the other person, looks to be a woman, being taken out of the vehicle who was struck. And this is why these pursuits are so very dangerous.
Oh, man. So the innocent person that was just driving, that gets hit by this fucking piece of shit. Now they've got her sitting over here by the pump, and the officers checking her out. She looked pretty hemmed up. Here, watch them actually move her.
And they have to try to clear that
right there. They're pulling her out.
We see the other person, looks to be a woman, being taken out of the vehicle who was struck.
Terrible.
And this is why these pursuits are so very dangerous.
Deserves it.
If they go through a stoplight or a stop sign, the person who's driving through has no idea the backstory on the person driving this vehicle. But we do know that it was a carjacking. That was the original call on it. And usually there will be more to come from this. As we find out what caused the person we're now seeing being led away in
usual suspect
handcuffs by police, what preceded the alleged carjacking. Now being put into that black and white, more details will come out. But hopefully the person who was struck in that vehicle in that intersection will be okay. She looked to be struggling to walk a little bit, but authorities there, of course, will immediately administer to her some kind of aid. And hopefully there'll be paramedics along. We now widen out. We can see at least a half dozen black and whites there.
All right. That sums it up right there. Let's go ahead and move into Meta now. We have some interesting developments happening with Meta. We also just reported, I think, last week about TikTok, and they had to do basically the same thing here. But Meta reaches a almost a $17 billion settlement over a teen social media addiction cases. So it says Meta Platforms agreed to pay a maximum $16.68 billion as part of a settlement to resolve claims brought by states across the country that the company designed Facebook and Instagram to addict children, misled consumers about their safety, and improperly collected personal data of children who use its platforms, court papers show. So let's go ahead and bring this up. I think everyone at this point just needs to embrace their fuck ups. Just sit there and embrace.
Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes. You are going to fuck up again in the future, quite possibly in a most spectacular fashion. Why worry about yesterday's fuck ups when you have tomorrow's fuck ups to look forward to? You are a fuck up, and fucking up is part of your growth process. Embrace the process.
You shall always embrace the process. We got Wildcard in the chat, by the way. Good morning to you, my man. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning so far. I definitely know that we are. And by the way, not just for you, but for everyone, make sure let's get the likes up, man. Very much appreciate it. I know there's a lot of craziness going on. You don't have to like it for that reason, but you guys can like the video for me and what we do here on Insanewheels. So double tap that screen if you're on the vertical side. All right. And Virginia Chaos says, I hate it when the cops think they need to try and break your arm when arresting. Well, it depends on the situation. If you're resisting arrest, then sure. But if you're just, I mean, trust me, I've been arrested before and I don't resist. I'm just like, as soon as the black gloves come out, when those black latex gloves come out, it's over. That's the decision making right there. When they put out those black gloves, The next thing they're grabbing after that is handcuffs. You already know the deal, you know? And if you already put it back there for them, you know what I mean? They're not going to try to fucking break your arm, smashing it, you know, throwing it around your body. Just put it back there for them. Just, here you go, man. Fuck, it is what it is. I'll fight this later. You know what I mean? Live to see another day. Anyways, let's go ahead and bring this up here. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox. As we're following some breaking news, Meta has agreed to settle in a child harm lawsuit. This is coming in from Reuters. As we're learning, Meta Platforms has agreed to pay a maximum $16.68 billion as part of a settlement to resolve claims brought by states across the country that the company designed Facebook and Instagram to addict children, misled consumers about their safety, and improperly collected personal data of children who used its platforms. This is all according to court papers and Reuters. Now, the settlement was reached during a California federal trial over claims brought by 29 states, averting one of the highest profile.
Hell yeah, no, girl. That sounds like a perfect day. I hope that you go enjoy it.
Tests yet of allegations that social media companies harmed young users. Meta also agreed to make changes for teenage users of Facebook and Instagram nationwide, including daily usage limits and nighttime blocks. That's also according to this information that we are just getting in here. The Menlo Park, California-based company denied wrongdoing and agreeing to settle. The claims were part of a broader wave of litigation brought by states, local governments, school districts, and individuals.
And obviously the attorneys figured out, well, it's probably just going to be easier for you to just pay this off and just settle, and for this to drop, and we can move forward better than if we just try to fight this in court all the way through.
Alleging Meta and other social media companies fueled a nationwide youth mental health crisis. Now, the federal trial covered claims from California, Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey that Meta violated their state laws protecting consumers. It also covered claims from 29 states that Meta violated the federal Children's Online Privacy Protection Act by collecting personal data from users it knew were children without parental notification or consent, and using the data to train machine learning and generative AI models. Meta
I was going to sit there and assume that it would be related to AI for sure.
Has denied the allegations, saying it has worked hard to protect children on its platforms. The company has argued it could not have misled consumers about whether its services were addictive because, quote, social media addiction is not a recognized psychiatric condition.
Right. It would be kind of subjective. There's no real objective line there.
In a filing before the trial, Meta said California, Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey were seeking up to $1.4 trillion in penalties. The state suggested before the trial began that the figure would be closer to $200 billion. The states were also seeking additional.
Damn. So they thought if they went all the way through, they would end up having to pay $200 billion if they lost. So they were like, you know what, let's just settle for $17 billion.
Monetary damages, plus an order directing Meta to make major changes to its platforms and to bar children from creating accounts. Meta, Snapchat and its parent Snap, YouTube and its parent Alphabet, and TikTok and its parent ByteDance still are facing thousands of lawsuits in federal and state courts over claims they knowingly designed their platforms to have features that are addictive to children and teens, fueling this mental health crisis. So if you are just joining us for this breaking news, we are now learning.
Yeah, definitely interesting developments. All right, let's go ahead and get into some Reuters things for you guys real quick. Coming out all this morning, obviously. Canada slaps retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods. Canada hit back with retaliatory tariffs on about $20 billion worth of U.S. annual imports and rolled out aid for businesses and workers, matching Washington's latest duties dollar for dollar. All right, this just came out right before we went live, so let's go ahead and get into this quickly. And a lot of what we're about to show is all very quick kind of clips, because Reuters, they report on these kind of things, very short little clips. And then we've got Virginia Chaos. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you on the flip side, my man. And thank you for all your support and hanging out with us, man. All right, here we go.
Whenever there is a
damn, they are way loud. Let me go ahead and try to bring them down here.
tariff war between US or Canada, between any other countries, there are a lot of industries that get impacted. What we
I like how an Indian is commentating this.
tend to forget is where is the main casualty happening? So basically, Canada has actually imposed a retaliatory tariff on $20 billion of US products, USD 20 billion. And these tariffs will come into effect from September 8. These tariffs are on a range of 15%, 25%, and 50%, depending on which product they want to target. And at the same time, Canada has also offered financial support for its own businesses, because these tariffs will not only impact the US businesses, but also will increase the cost for our companies in Canada. And Canada's tariff impact will be on across 700 products that we import from US. If you look at the amount of tariff that is actually being covered by the US administration, so those tariffs apply across just 5% of Canadian imports that goes into US. And at the same time, what Canada has done is around 4.5% of US imports are getting impacted. So from that lens, it looks like very narrow. But then it is just a matter of average, right? I mean, it looks narrow because you're averaging the entire sector, but the real story is not in the average. The real story is what happens to those individual sectors, which are already ravaged, let's say by wildfires or by previous tariffs. For example, wood products or wine manufacturing.
What's up,
Those
Wayne?
are the sectors that will get impacted. And usually when these tariffs impact happens, we say that this will be narrow or
Morning,
broad,
Ted.
but what we actually tend to not miss out is that the real impact happens in terms of certainty. Like, there is no certainty for businesses whether they should invest, no certainty for workers whether they should invest in a house, whether they should go for a holiday, those kind of. So the real casualty becomes certainty.
Yep. Obviously volatile. It's very volatile right now. Let's get into deadly flash flood severely damages villages in Nepal. Now, this is a big deal. This coming out this morning. I guess 380 people have already been reported missing, and a handful of them were Americans, actually. So let's go ahead and well, I'll read this. It says a massive flash flood in the Himalayan nation of Nepal washed away villages while damaging roads, bridges, and power projects in a region bordering Tibet, authorities said, as they warned against the risk of casualties. All right, let's go and bring this up here. This is another tragic situation here. There's so much water. And real quick on that. So Trey Yingst actually put out a thing about this morning as well. Let me go to his Instagram real quick because he posted a video that was so dramatic from the ground level. Hold on. I'm going to pull this up for you guys right now. Oh, shit. There it is. Okay, so share this tab. So look at this. It says flash flood hits China-Nepal border, 380 people missing. This is just from 2 hours ago. And he says 3 Americans are among the missing. So look at this. Oh my fucking God. The amount of water that came through that bitch is insane. So much fucking force. Unfortunately, there's no audio, can't hear anything, but watch it again. Here it goes. There's a different part of the scene. Oh, it's coming through on. Okay, so I haven't seen this part. They're all running from it because they know it's coming right now. And then they're just going to get washed away, dude. It's just going to be crazy. Oh, my fucking God. Oh, man, that's so sad. That's so many people fucking wiped out right there. Oh, terrible. Damn, Tim Curry passed away just now? Oh, my God, Steve. Jesus. Man, so much fucking shit going on right now. All right, let's go on and get into... real quick, we have a very quick update from the whole Meta situation. how Meta plans to reconstruct teams with AI imploded. And then we'll be getting into the crazy stories. Pakistan hospital fire kills at least 14 infants, which is the worst thing I could possibly report. And then we got kidnappers attacked Nigerian village to warn against military bases after that. All right, let's go ahead and bring this up. Damn, man. Let's go and figure out what
Mark
Meta's plan is
Zuckerberg
going to
had
be.
a bold plan to make many of Meta's teams leaner and to replace much of the work employees did on those teams with AI. It imploded. Here's how. At the beginning of the year, Mark Zuckerberg gathered his top lieutenants for an annual leadership retreat, which takes place at his compound in Hawaii, and hatched the idea to reimagine how work would happen at the company. This became what the company called Project OT, short for Organization Transformation. And with that, Meta was looking at how to go AI native, meaning how to reimagine team structures and transfer people to new AI-related initiatives. At the max end, Meta explored cutting as much as 60% of the headcount from many of those existing teams. At the time, executives were really optimistic. Executives are imagining that with AI technology, a really talented person can do the work that was once performed by a bigger team. In the early days of planning.
Yeah, I haven't checked my Instagram this morning, unfortunately, Steve Easy, but you're on top of it as well. I know you're on top of it.
The scenarios that were being envisioned were not shared with employees. The restructuring was to be carried out in 2 waves, starting with a first one in May and then followed by a second shakeup in November. What Meta told us is that they got as far as determining what they wanted to do for the first wave, which took place on May 20th. So on May 20th, they laid off about 10% of the staff and they transferred roughly the same amount to new initiatives that they had spun up. Mark Zuckerberg called off planning for the second wave.
Real quick, we got Logical Spark in the chat, my man. Good morning. Hopefully you're doing well.
Restructuring the night before the May 20th layoffs. We don't know why he did this exactly. Employees by then had learned of what the company was planning. They saw signs that the company's AI transformation was at least partly aimed at replacing them, and they revolted effectively. They were posting angry comments on the company's internal workplace systems. They were sharing memes of elephants, calling layoffs the elephant in the room. And so the company had a big morale problem on its hands, and executives were...
It sounds like chaos over there.
Well aware of that. At the same time,
that is probably one of the worst pictures of this dude I've ever seen.
Internal data was showing indications that the AI agent technology wasn't developing as they had hoped. As early as March, infrastructure teams were warning about...
So Meta is the company that owns Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. They own all of that.
Liability issues, saying...
I'm sure you've heard of Mark Zuckerberg, right? That's the guy that owns... Meta.
That AI agents were taking disruptive actions that were unpredictable, and also the AI coding surge itself was overwhelming. For this story, Reuters reviewed scores of internal documents and spoke with more than 20 people familiar with the company's inner workings.
But see, the thing is about Meta is interesting is they're also involved in the AI space, AI development, all of that stuff. So this is in regards to their AI department, essentially. It says, as part of our company restructuring earlier this year, we asked some teams to conduct a scenario planning exercise looking at the potential impact of redeployments, open role closures, and cuts. That's coming out straight from the company. Okay, so let's go on and get into the these next couple of very sad stories here. And luckily, they're very quick. They're only like a minute long. And thank God for that, because this is very tragic. Pakistan hospital fire, unfortunately, kills at least 14 infants, man. May they rest in peace. That's fucking terrible. Let's go ahead and bring this up, and we'll figure out what's happening here. Here we go. And that's just coming out 2 hours ago, by the way. So it says the coffins of infants killed in a fire at a hospital in Pakistan are laid out by rescue teams. The father of one of the victims criticized conditions at the hospital. I'm sure. That's fucking terrible. He's just saying how absurd this whole thing is. So let me go ahead, because obviously you guys can't understand what he's saying just off the bat. So I wasn't even able to see my daughter. But the condition of the ward is bad. I've been going there for 8 days. The situation was absurd. My wife is in the building and is in much better condition. Oh,
Hi,
fuck.
I'm Tom.
I hate that it just did that. Fucking in much better condition. That building has no fire security, no proper exit. And God, that's so fucking loud. All doors were closed. Only one door was for us to visit our children. They kept the other doors locked because they feared we will come to see our children too often. Says local media is blaming a faulty air conditioning system for the fire, which started in the mother and child ward. Oh my God. Fuck. I just totally ruined my whole mood. My stomach is all fucked up now. I hate shit like that. All right. And then we have kidnappers attacked Nigerian village to warn against military bases. I'm not really sure exactly what that means, but this came out literally minutes before we went live this morning. So there we go.
That the reason
it says a Nigerian analyst says gunmen abducted scores of people in an attack to warn against military bases.
why that attack happened is because the insurgent groups had that the communities were calling for the military to establish
What's up, Baked, by the way? Hopefully you're enjoying the morning.
bases around that area. And so they decided to attack them just to warn them that they don't want the military in those areas. This particular attack targeted...
Hold on real quick. It says an armed group posted a video which claimed to show 500 people from Dekara.
Rural
Dekara.
communities in very difficult to access locations. So I can almost tell you confidently that those persons are not in any way within the National Identity Register. And so we should be very hesitant in taking any figures for now.
Says President Bola Tinubu ordered a rescue operation, but the terrain presents major obstacles. Says bring back our children, Musa.
Nigeria has a robust counter-terrorism strategy, one that has been commended globally. But one of the challenges is the inability to embed local communities. So what happens is local communities, unfortunately, are left at the mercies of these groups.
All right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm unfortunately, these days we don't always have just normal whatever news. Unfortunately, there is chaos that happens around the world. And there's a lot of things I dislike having to do about this. But of course, we have to do that. That's transparency is key in these situations. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough for allowing me to do this Monday through Friday. And then, of course, members only on Saturday morning. I'm honored by your guys' support and being here, hitting that like button, double tapping the screen if you're in the vertical side, leaving comments and in the live chat. Very much appreciate all you guys. And major shout out to Briar Wolf, who really dropped it like it was hot today. And Time to Stand also. Thank you guys very much for the immense support, man. All right, until tomorrow morning, listen, we are going to be live tonight, actually, about with the Diamond Effect. It's going to be a great time. Make sure you guys show up for that 7:15 p.m. Central Standard Time-ish. We're always about 5 minutes late, it seems like, anyways. But nonetheless, we're going to have a great conversation this evening. Show up for that. And if I don't see you there for tonight, then, of course, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for more of the World's Madness, as what we do here. So, anyways, much love, honor, respect. God bless you guys. Be safe out there. Much love.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul, with a heart of steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on 2 wheels, ready to claim his throne, amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar. Insanewheels rises a force to be reckoned with, fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insanewheels.